This dude lives in a great place. Or at least this dude is making a call from a great place. Lake Arrowhead. Not as good as Catfish Lake, but a great, great lake nonetheless. Let's go to Arrowhead. Well, unless it's Arrowhead Stadium. I don't really know. Either way, Arrowhead. Patrick, what's going on?
Hey, Romy, Pat Mahomes here, brother. I heard you were sounding like a frog this morning. I figured that'd be a good excuse for me to call you. We're having a big week, Romy. We got training camp starting up. Coach Reed is putting together some good game plans for us. I do miss my boy Tyreek this week. Hey, that kind of rhymes. Tyreek this week. My boy Pringle is gone, too. He went to Chicago. But at least the Bears gave us back Matt Nagy, am I right? We do have some new guys in here. We got that guy Juju now. He's already doing some new TikToks with my wife and my brother. I can't wait to see those. Not. But you know, Romy, I listened to your Smackoff recently. I was not impressed by your roster of callers. The roster of Smackoff callers is weaker than the wide receiver room in Kansas City. Oops, did I just say that out loud? But seriously, Rom, there's really only one guy from the Smackoff who I think deserves my respect. You want to take one guess as to who that is?
Yes, I would actually. Would you like to hear my guess?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Patrick, I bet the guy you're referring to is Broadway Vic. Victor in Nocal.
Correctamundo, Rom. That guy is unbelievable. I see a lot of myself in him. You know, I only need 13 seconds to drive the length of the field and put a clown suit on those losers from Buffalo. Much like Broadway Vic only needs 13 seconds to destroy that other idiot from Buffalo who calls your show. What's his face? All stick in Buffalo, is it? That's it for me, Romy. War the 49ers firing John Lynch for drafting Solomon Thomas over me, and then following that up by drafting Trey Lance over Justin Fields. I'm out.
That's not a good call. No.
Why did you do that, Alvin?
You don't like that call. I don't like that call. Not a very good call.
Why did you do that, Alvin? Why did you run him? Alvin's reaction, because I was going to rack the phone call, actually. Because to me, that wasn't Mutt in L.A. good, but that was really good. Alvin, however, decided to run Vic because, quote, I don't think that was Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes?
Well, Alvin does have the buzzer, and it's not my place to tell him how or when to use that buzzer because it's his buzzer. Nice job, Vic. I want to reiterate about Vic. Not only has Vic lost nothing, he's still strong. He's still good. He's still flexing. Vic is the rare, legitimate Smackoff threat to call out of Smackoff season, and he's doing it consistently, and I appreciate it because it makes the show better. It's good content. Appreciate you, Vic, even if Alvin just ran you and rung you up. I knew it was him. Arrowhead. That was not Lake Arrowhead. That was Arrowhead Stadium, and that was his Patrick Mahomes. I know that when somebody does an impression, there's a very, very, very good chance it's going to be Vic. Not as good as his Mutt in L.A., for those of you who have forgotten that, Alvin. Vic's Mutt in L.A., I don't know that he can. That's like his Mona Lisa. I don't know that that's his Let It Be. I don't know that he could ever, ever, ever top that. Patrick Mahomes today was good, but not Mutt in L.A. good.
Holla at your boy. You know where to find me. Down on my knees, neck deep in some toilet I'm having to unclog because some Delta Bravo frat boy jammed a big old turd in the pipes. Aloha means a hola, as in, I got a whole lot of toilets to clean up. So I'm going to bounce up out of here because I'm blue collar like that, Romy.
The incredible thing about that, there's several things amazing about that. Number one, there's like 5 minutes of that. Alvin just gave you like 5 lines. There's like 5 minutes of it. Number two, he sounds more like Matt than Matt sounds like Matt.
You're welcome.
He captures the essence of Matt better than Matt captures his own essence. And number three, the smack is incredible.
Outro.
And I like Matt. I'm not here to mock or clown Matt. Always. I mean this. I'm weird like that. I always say this. There's some of you, the people that love this show, that overuse this show or overcall this show, that rub all of you the wrong way, don't rub me the wrong way because it's an expression of love for me and the product and the show and the jungle. I like Matt. I appreciate Matt. But I can also appreciate where a lot of you don't like Matt. And how do you not appreciate the way Vic did him? For the 3 reasons I mentioned. He sounds more like Matt than Matt sounds like Matt. And the smack is incredible. And there were 5 minutes of it. So, I'm telling you, man, Vic is coming around a lot for a legend, and I like it, and I appreciate it. So then the question becomes, can I overrule Alvin? What's the jungle rule? If I want to rack a call, and Alvin has already run the call, can I overrule that? Alvin, where do you come out on that? I'm just kind of curious because ultimately I'm going to do what the hell I want. It's still my show. Alvin's point is actually, dude, we already have a policy in place. The policy is we have calls that are both racked and run, as counterintuitive as that sounds. There are calls that I like that I want to rack, and there are calls that Alvin says, no, that's not responsible, or Alvin has his own personal reason. Like Alvin's reason for running that call was he said he's Patrick Mahomes, and clearly he's not. Oh, okay. That now we're running people for pretending to be somebody they're not? Mahomes? Anyway, let's say that one's going to go in the books as a call that both got run and racked. I got your back on that one, Vic. Alvin is going to run you, though. So then, where does that leave us for a huge call? Does that get played back or not? Was it run or was it racked? If the answer is yes, have we ever played a run call as the huge call? I'm going to say the answer is yes. All right. Confusing times in this here jungle. And I'm still trying to finish my thoughts on Jerry Jones and his schedule.
It ain't on my schedule.
12 Wood's in. Vic has gone from being one of my favorites to one of my least favorites to one of my favorites again. That was funny AF. That's well said. That's well said. I think that a lot of people would say that. Vic is on one right now. Vic's on a heater. He's hit the podium in the last 2 Smackoffs, and he's showing up frequently outside of the Smackoff, and he's getting racked. He's on one. I thought that 12 Wood just made a very good point. He went from being one of my favorite callers to one of my least favorite callers to one of my favorite callers. Wells in the 360. Safe to assume he's not going to make it better, but I'll give it a shot. Getting run and racked at the same time is impressive. Signed, Wendy's Burp Biscuit.
I apologize.
He awarded Big Head liking this reset.
It's a matter of time. She's not lonely. I apologize.
R.W. Kaufman tweets, Holy Mother of God. 25-year listener and have never actively responded to the show. That Mahomes call had me laughing so hard, I had to stop walking my mail route to catch my breath. Hashtag Kermit lives. I'm always amazed when somebody says, I've listened for 25 years but never once reacted. I'm always curious to see, what was the one thing that got you to react? That? Like, it was not really a good impression, which made it pretty funny. But as impressions go, and far be it from me to say what's good and what's not, because my impressions suck. But Vic's don't. Vic is actually very funny like that. That just was not one of his better ones. But in a way, because that was so bad, it was actually so good. But what can I say? Ryan said, that's the first time in 25 years I've ever wanted to respond. Dear Jim, don't get me wrong. I was legitimately laughing out loud. But Vic's Patrick Mahomes impression sounded way more like Mona than Pat. See? Jimmy in Wichita, which is it? the best impression ever or a really crappy impression. It was funny. It definitely was funny. I would have racked it. Alvin ran it.